Do you dream of getting big and brawny like that? Well, those chiseled curves don't come easy. Sweating out in the weight room and eating a protein-filled diet hold the power of bulking you up. Since most weightlifters rely on slabs of meat for protein, a vegetarian may feel pretty lost, but not anymore. Today's video is going to be a treat for vegetarians who are struggling to put on some muscle mass. How often do you eat mung bean sprouts and hemp hearts? Does eating edamame help? We're discussing all of that and more. But how much protein do you actually need? Your body needs 0.36 grams of protein per pound to sustain. That means if you're a 180-pound person with a sedentary lifestyle, somewhere around 65 grams of protein would be sufficient for your body. But this requirement increases when you're doing athletic workouts. Protein are the building blocks of your muscles, and that's why you need to bring in more dietary proteins to build muscle mass. One amazing plant source of protein is spinach. Remember how a tin of spinach was enough to bulk up the biceps of Popeye? Well, turns out spinach can do the same for you. 1 cup of cooked spinach contains a little more than 5 grams of protein, whereas its close cousin kale has around 4 grams of protein. Both of them are low-calorie foods and contain many amino acids. They have fiber, vitamin K, vitamin C, and many other micronutrients that your body might actually be looking for while gymming. Studies say that you can slow down age-related cognitive decline if you're a regular green leafy vegetable eater. Make delicious spinach pancakes, soups, kale smoothies, baked chips, and salads with these leafy greens. Want to know the secret of making your creamed spinach ultra-nutritious? Just add mushrooms. Most vegans trust this protein source as they're jam-packed with fiber, selenium, potassium, vitamin D, and other minerals. 100 grams of white mushrooms contains around 3 grams of protein. Additionally, they have bioactive compounds that boost your immunity and protect you from cancer, Alzheimer's, stroke, and other deadly disorders. You can go beyond mushroom soup with this tiny magical fungi. You can add some chopped garlic and saute it with other vegetables to make an Asian-style stir-fry. They also make some creamy pastas, curries, and scrumptious pizza toppings. There are just too many ways to cook them. Bon appetit, friends! Missing sausages and salami? Get this, eating lots of processed meat can put you at a risk for cancer. But you know what wouldn't? A bowl of edamame. This simple and hearty snack is satisfying and energizing. Edamame is a baby soybean in a pod that can be boiled or steamed before eating. The Japanese boil them in salt water and enjoy them as a snack or a side dish. 100 grams of cooked edamame will contain 11 grams of protein. Remember to distribute your daily protein requirements in all your meals. When you're loading up on proteins, it's important to have 20 to 30 grams in one meal. Having a cupful of these beans can easily push you above your recommended limit of 30 grams of protein per meal. Also, eating too much soybean has been associated with increased estrogen in the body, so watch out. Since soy is brimming with protein, it's often used to make vegan protein powders. You can make delicious meatless patties for burgers and then add them to your risottos and rice. If you're not in the mood to cook, then just toss edamame in the microwave till they get crisp, spice them up with cayenne pepper, and enjoy them as an evening snack. Moving ahead. Pick broccoli over beef. 1 cup of broccoli can give you about 3 grams of protein. It has a noteworthy amount of water along with vitamin K, C, and fiber. The iron, selenium, and B vitamins make it a wholesome source of nutrition. Dietitians even call this vegetable a superfood. Antioxidants from this vegetable can keep some serious cancers at bay. These vibrant green florets taste divine after sautéing and roasting. But did you know that you could lose proteins and nutrients in the process? Studies have noted the lowest nutrient and protein loss with steamed broccoli. You can even try air frying broccoli with some mixed herbs sprinkled with lemon juice. The crunch is a guaranteed showstopper in salads too. I'm already imagining these tiny tree-shaped veggies for my dinner. Flexing those biceps can also be made easy with mustard greens. A quick midweek dinner can be partnered with this green leafy vegetable. 1 cup of this cooked green goodness can fill you up an entire day's vitamin A requirement. 100 grams of mustard greens contain around 3 grams of protein. They might not be as popular as other greens like spinach and kale, but they definitely deliver nutrition-wise. They can act as a great dose of vitamin C, magnesium, thiamine, riboflavin, and niacin. They're loaded with antioxidants that give your body some anti-carcinogenic benefits. Try them as impressive sides, fancy soups, and salads that make a decadent meal. Just remember to use a pinch of salt while cooking them to get rid of bitterness. The next food that you definitely should slide into your muscle-building menu is chickpeas. 100 grams of chickpeas contain 19 grams of proteins. They also go by the name garbanzo beans. Chickpea salads are the easiest to make. Toss in some diced cucumber, tomatoes, red onion, avocados, baby spinach, corn, or anything else there is in your fridge with boiled chickpeas. Drizzle some lemon juice, olive oil, salt, and pepper. Don't fuss about the exact recipe. Your quick lunch is ready in under 15 minutes. Studies have shown that hummus is also a nutritious way for Americans to obtain their recommended servings of nutrition. It's great for weight management and keeps diabetes and heart diseases away. Chickpeas are a great source of dietary fiber, vitamin E, folate, magnesium, potassium, and iron. Phew, that's a lot. You certainly wouldn't want us to miss out on that. Now let's dive into some mung beans. Your muscles can absorb an insane amount of protein from them too. They can enhance your physical performance as they contain a whopping amount of 24 grams of protein in just 100 grams. They have a range of nutrients right from iron to vitamin B, C, and magnesium. It's a staple of many curries and pairs well with rice. Another way to enjoy green grams is to sprout them at home. Just soak these beans for 6 hours and water and drain them completely. Wrap them up in a cheesecloth and put them aside in a warm place for 10 to 12 hours. 100 grams of these sprouts contain 4 grams of protein and can make your salad straight up delicious. Most beans and legumes contain leucine, an essential amino acid that's used to build and repair muscle. Heavy gymmers take leucine supplements before intensive training, but it's best to stick to natural dietary sources. Lentils are also another high-protein source for vegetarians. 100 grams of boiled lentils provide 9 grams of proteins, so keep them in rotation. Heading to the produce section, don't forget to grab a bunch of asparagus on your way. Several gourmet recipes give asparagus an interesting twist. 100 grams of green asparagus contain nearly 3 grams of protein. It's literally a zero-fat option and deserves a spot on your plate if you're trying to bulk up. Low in calories and filled with essential vitamins and minerals, it's one of the favorites of many non-vegetarians as well. Grilled asparagus can be eaten as a side with almost anything. You can get the fresh variety with maximum nutrients for cheap during spring. If you're lucky, you might even be able to get green and white asparagus. But irrespective of color, all of them contain vitamin K, potassium, and some amazing antioxidants. The folate from asparagus can also help you overcome muscle fatigue and weakness. What can you do with pinto beans? I say, what can't you do? Toss them into your cooking pot right from your freezer. Blitz them to make a savory sauce with your pasta. Add them to soups, spicy chilies, burritos, dips, rice. I could go on. You can turn them into true stars of any dinner table. 100 grams of raw pinto beans contain 21 grams of protein. It's an integral part of Mexican cuisine and offers magnesium, dietary fiber, iron, and vitamin C. The dried pinto beans can be stored in a pantry for a longer time since they have a longer shelf life than the canned beans. A few studies have shown these beans to reduce cholesterol by 19% and coronary heart disease by 22%. Pinto beans are the answer for everything. Hemp hearts can also be your go-to for building up muscle. Just a serving of 3 tablespoons contains almost 10 grams of proteins. That's wild! Hemp seeds have been studied to have a positive effect on the heart and prevent cardiac arrests. They might look tiny but are packed with omega-3 and fatty acids that can lower cholesterol and reduce blood pressure. Add a spoonful to your oatmeal and smoothies. Savory dishes like salads and soups can also be topped with a sprinkle of these seeds. Need a reason to keep a jar of almonds handy? There's a long list of benefits that almonds can offer, but for now, let's focus on how they're the perfect crunchy treat for building muscle. 1 ounce of almonds contains 6 grams of protein, along with healthy fats, carbs, and fiber. It's loaded with antioxidants and rich in vitamin E. You can use almond flour for your baking or slather some homemade almond butter on your toast. Don't forget to add them to your homemade granola bars as well. We are stressing about everything being homemade just to avoid preservatives and sugar. While we're still in the nuts and seeds section of the supermarket, let's focus on pumpkin seeds. They contain an arsenal of vitamins, potassium, phosphorus, calcium, iron, fiber, and protein. You can sprinkle this crunch enhancer on your salads, cereal bowls, or stir-fries. They blend perfectly into sweet and savory recipes. Your baked goods can also be topped with these seeds. If not, just enjoy them roasted because 100 grams of these tiny seeds contains 19 grams of protein. They'll also help you proactively reduce your cholesterol. The next food on our list probably gets a lot of dislike from toddlers. We're talking about green peas. I'm sure you must have outgrown that phase because it brings such wonderful benefits to your body that you just can't resist having them. 100 grams of these peas contain 5 grams of proteins. They're saturated with vitamin C and fiber. They've been studied to be antihypertensive, great for intestinal bacteria, and keep away cancer due to their antioxidant properties. Green peas taste delicious on their own and make wonderful side dishes when steamed. You can add them to your pesto sauce or in warm salads and devour that protein. Let's remember that eating healthy is just one side of the coin. The flip side is exercising. Strike a balance and your body will be good as gold. Let's keep the conversation going with a couple more exercise-related videos, shall we? Watch 6 exercises for women that'll transform your body in just 4 weeks, or 11 exercises that show results after just 1 workout. Go ahead, click one, or better yet, watch both and learn how exercising can transform your body. What's your favorite food from today's list? Let us know in the comments below.